in the winter,
it's
in
an
winter events.
outrageous statement to make in this
It is very outrageous. I agree.
Totally unsympathetic.
Let's move on. Sorry about this slide, but in January 2010, EPA reported that since suction dredge mining creates turbidity in the stream, it is likely the action increases oxygenation of the waters, and therefore methylation of inorganic mercury would be less likely to occur. Inorganic mercury is elemental mercury. Well, this was their biological opinion for the Idaho suction dredge permit to place it into the National Pollution Discharge Elimination System. Okay, this is a group of USGS scientists. They studied mercury in fish, bedrock, water from streams across the United States between 1995 and 2005. They compared mined and unmined areas. In comparison between mined and unmined basins across all sites, fish mercury as wet weight was not significantly different between sites in unmined basins and mined basins. Concentrations of methylmercury in bed sediment and unfiltered stream water from sites in unmined basins were not significantly different from those in mined basins. However, the total mercury concentrations were significantly higher in bed sediment and stream water from sites in mined basins. So more methylation was happening outside of mined areas, even though the mercury level was higher.
I think it said that there was no compared. They were both the same.
They were both,
found
as
that
far
the
as
fish-
methylmercury formation was the same. However, in mined areas, there was significantly more mercury to methylate. So that shows you that the action was very slow under those conditions.
Right, and what was left was the inert, or not inert mercury, but the, you know what I'm saying?
Elemental mercury?
Elementary mercury is what they're measuring there with the total mercury content in these sites. Okay, but
They actually measured total mercury.
Right, and that's what it says on the bottom. That there's totally, but that has to be mostly elemental mercury because the methylation that's occurring in the fish is the same whether they're in a mining area or not. So it doesn't seem to make a difference to the fish.
One of the problems with it, it's site-specific.
Yeah.
If you're in a big flat river and you're dredging, that's one thing. But if you're in a stream where it comes down to a big deep, well, yeah, you're going to get more mercury out of it because it's going to settle in the V.
If it's there. If it's
So,
there,
yeah,
it's going to go to the
depends
lowest
where
spot.
you
It's
get
heavy. Over 13 times heavier in water.
Yeah.
So basically,
So let me move on, and maybe this will answer your question. Noted was that the percent of methylmercury divided by the total mercury in bed sediment and unfiltered water were significantly higher in unmined basins. Although total mercury concentrations in unfiltered water was higher as a group from streams in mined areas, methylmercury concentrations were not as high relative to those unmined basins, and water from unmined basins were low in total mercury. It's saying the same thing, but only a different circle. This is a list of factors that cause methylmercury. Del Nemo's list. This list seems to always be changing. Some of the factors are always the same, some are added and subtracted. But in this one, elemental mercury to become methylated, one has to have dissolved organic carbon, undisturbed sediments, anoxic conditions, that's without oxygen, sulfate-reducing bacteria, we talked about that, phosphorus indirectly influencing carbon, oxygen, sulfur, iron cycles, and especially warm water. None of these interconnecting factors are likely happening in the streams where suction dredging has or will occur. That's what you asked earlier.